Member for Kitchener Centre.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. It's quite an interesting debate, and quite frankly, I find it sad when a member, such as the member who was just speaking opposite, actually accuses the government of trying to do away with Canada Post. It's complete fiction, and it's really kind of insulting, not just to the government, but to all the people across Canada who may be listening to that kind of nonsense. And what I'd like to know from the member is whether or not he recognizes that a fundamental change has been occurring in mail delivery. In the first 9 months of 2013, mail volumes declined by 184 million pieces, or 5.1% compared to the same period last year. In fact, in 2006, Canada Post delivered 1 billion more pieces of mail than in 2012. So I'd like to ask the member whether, in fact, he is able to get his head out of the sand, and does he recognize that Canada Post plays a different role in people's daily life than it did 10 years ago?
The honourable member for Ottawa South, you have just about a minute.
Well, thanks, Mr. Speaker, and I really appreciate the member setting that up for me. It's kind of like playing T-ball. It's a really easy hit, but I'm not going to go there because I don't think that's constructive for Canadians. I would remind the member and the House that that's exactly what many members in the Conservative caucus said prior to the Prime Minister selling off Atomic Energy of Canada at a fireside price to a Montreal-based engineering firm after 57 years of AECL leading the planet in medical isotope production and nuclear power. And so just before they moved to dump that asset, they spoke this way as well, Mr. Speaker, saying we would never sell this asset. We would never move to privatize it. So there is clearly a pattern here and a belief system inside the Conservatives where they do not believe that the state should own for-profit corporations. That's why so many important players in Canadian society, Mr. Speaker, were left out of this entire debate. The CFIB was blindsided. The Canadian Association of Retired People, blindsided. Canadian Consumers Association, never consulted. All kinds of important groups were left out because this was a plan springing forth from PMO and PCO and the Transport Minister. We can do better than that, Mr. Speaker. In conclusion, I think we should go back to the drawing board, get both groups together, and deliver a much better plan for Canadians going forward.
Resuming debate.